Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for joining. We are having a little technical difficulties with our co-host, but we're going to get started anyway because we are wealthy, healthy, and happy people. So in case you're wondering what the WHHHP stands for, that's what it is. Wealthy, healthy, happy people. And so every morning we want to say, hey, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, and I am happy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That's what it's all about, guys. We want to be in the space of positivity, even though we live in a negative world. We want our finances to be straight. We want our health to be straight, and we want our mindset to be straight. And so, as you guys may know, we are in the Mindset Makeover Challenge. This today is day 7. So in case you guys don't know, basically what that is we read this. We're going through this audio. It's a 30-day challenge. It's from The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And basically what that is you go through this every day. You listen to this every day. And then what you want to do is the challenge is that you want to set a goal. Whatever your dominant goal is, whatever your desire is, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, no matter how far out it is, you want to stay focused on this goal for the next 30 days. Now, that right there can be difficult for some people because a lot of people don't know what they want. They don't clearly know what they want. They may say, I wish this and I like to have this and all that stuff, but there's no resolve in their conversation or their communication. And so we want to focus in on that thing that you really want, the thing that you desire, the thing that you have to have, the thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night. You know, that dream that you keep having and it keeps popping you up in the middle of the night, that thing. Make that your goal to accomplish, your goal to create, your goal to do. Now, once you define what it is, clearly define what it is that you want to accomplish, create, do, or be, now here comes the tough part that we found, is to remain positively focused on that goal for 30 days straight. Positively focus on that goal for 30 days straight. Now, this can be very difficult because, again, we live in a negative world. So to stay focused and to stay positive for 30 days straight, for some of us, that's very difficult. You know, we have to deal with the boss. We have to deal with the kids. We got to deal with ourselves in this negative world. So staying positive for 30 days. Now, of course, what happens is if we trip, then we have to start the 30 days over again. So we've done this. We started this back in October, and we've been having difficulty getting through. And that's why we started this show, so that we can hold one another accountable to at least starting our day out with the right attitude, the right position in our lives, so that we can go out and face the world, go out and deal with everything. And we know that we have a support group that is with us that's going to help us get through all of this mess. So again, get your goal, whatever that is, the thing that you want to do, be, or have. That what? You got to know what that is. You got to clearly define that thing. And then from there, be positively focused on that goal for the next 30 days. Take a step every day, 30 days straight. We're not in that position where we're going to say, oh, I'm allowed to have one of those days. Because guess what? You'll have one of those days. No, you got to say for the next 30 days, I am committed to being positively focused on my goal. And that is the 30-day challenge. So we're here on day 7. And today, I wanted to talk about the network. I wanted to talk about your network. It determines your net worth. Now, as we think about this thought, as we think about this phrase, many of us associate it with wealth, right? Like, okay, well, the people that I hang around, the people that influence me, they actually determine my net worth. So if I am a person that's saying, hey, I want to get out of debt, well, I probably need to hang around people that have gotten out of debt, or at least are going towards getting out of debt. It makes no sense for me to be a person that's looking to save and spend all my time with shoppers and spenders. Why? Because the power of influence is going to get into me, and I'm going to go spend a little bit more than I should spend. The power of influence for many of us is way stronger than our self-discipline. The power of influence. You want to be around people that are talking the right talk. You want to be around people that are walking the right walk for whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. That's why the network is so important. So you're either going to be around people that have already accomplished what you're looking to accomplish, or at least are moving in the direction of accomplishing what it is that you're looking to accomplish. You want to be wealthy? Got to get around wealthy-minded people. You want to be successful in whatever endeavor? You got to get around people that are successful in that endeavor. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to physically be around them. They could be your influence. It could be books that you read. It could be shows that you listen to. You want to cook? You should probably be watching the cooking channel. It just makes sense. Your network, it determines your net worth. Now, That's not it, though. It's not just about wealth, because again, we're wealthy, healthy, and happy people. So our network also determines our health, right? Hey, on my lab, fantastic, cool. It also determines your health, right? So if you're saying, hey, there we go, Mr. Beedles is in the house, he's in the building finally. He's probably got me on mute. I don't know if he's talking or not. But anyway, but you also want to be around people, right? So say you're saying, hey, I want to get in better physical condition. I want to get into a better space for my health. Then you probably need to be around people that are eating the right foods. You need to be around people that are doing the right things in the gym and going on the walks and going on the trails and things like that, right? Why? Because if I see Mr. Beedles or I see Bust Your Ass Bailey that is doing these workouts, it's going to inspire me some kind of way to be like, okay, tomorrow I'm getting up. Today I'm going to get out and I'm just going to take that walk that I wasn't going to take if I wasn't around these type of people. They're having an influence on you by what they do and what you see them do. You start seeing people getting into good shape. You start seeing that all the time. You're going to look in that mirror and you're going to be like, okay, I need to make some changes, right? Your network determines your net worth. And so we have to intentionally position ourselves around people that are doing what we want to do or that are progressively moving towards those things that we want to do. Now, we've talked about wealth, talked a little bit about health, but then we also got to talk about happy, right? Because here's the deal. For me to be in a position of positively focused towards my goal, then I probably need to have a network of people that are positively focused. I can't hang around negative people and expect to be positive. I mean, you know, that eventually all of that bombardment is going to have an impact on my psyche. Hey, Beatles, I think I can hear you now. All
can
that,
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, yes.
Have a little bit of difficulty. Miss Real Laura is here too. Miss Real Laura, you gonna connect with us today? You might want to jump in the hot seat at some point. I'm not. Oh, there she is. Fantastic.
Oh, Laura Berry.
Yeah, Laura Berry in the house. So we want to be around people that are going to impact us in a positive way if that's what we want to do. We can't. It makes no sense for us to continue to hang around negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, all that good stuff, right? When we're trying to go in a different direction. Your network determines your net worth, and that net worth is going to be from a physical standpoint, from a financial standpoint, and from an emotional standpoint. Hey, Laura, how are you?
What's going on, Laura?
Good morning. It's a little early, but good morning.
Hey,
good morning.
The early bird gets the worm. Thanks for joining.
This is a great topic.
Yeah, fantastic. What do you think about the topic?
I think that this is so powerful. So many people just can't get out of their own way to know how great they are, and it's just because of their environment. They hang around with the wrong people, they consume the wrong foods, or they consume the wrong kinds of entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, and it all affects what's going on up here.
You know what I found funny, Miss Laura, is that it seems to be that we know that kids are influenced by their environment, so we'll protect our children. But then for some reason, once we turn 21, we think that we're no longer affected by our environment, so we don't protect ourselves.
Right, like we're immune to it. like we're immune to our own, and like we're immune to the environment. Not understanding that, again, like Miss Laura was saying, you know, the content, we have to protect our gates, and we have to protect the gate to our mind, the gate to our body by the stuff that we eat, and then the stuff that we see, and then the stuff that we hear as well. All of that stuff really determines all that content, that food, that energy determines the type of person that we become and the stuff that we end up attracting around us.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that analogy in terms of how we protect our children.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all can relate to that, but yet do we ever do that for ourselves?
Yeah, fantastic.
And especially on the heels of coming up to Thanksgiving, where there are probably a lot of relatives that we don't want to be around. and you don't have a choice, right? So what is it that you do to protect yourself? Do you let that voice inside your head go on and continue to bring down everything? Or are you really supporting yourself in that whole process?
Yeah, and also having the support. Again, your network, right?
Yes.
The support also can come from your network, whoever that is that you let into your inner circle, that has that dominant influence in your life. And so the reason why this topic came up, man, because I'm so thankful for my network. I'm thankful for I really am, like the impact that they make on my life in order for me to say no to the things I need to say no to and yes to the things I need to say yes to. It all happens because of the network. The people that I inspired and in turn have inspired me, have helped me to make better decisions in my life.
Right. Right.
And Mr. B is over there periscoping and double duty. So Ms. Laura, so tell us a little bit about so when you think about, because remember I mentioned from a physical standpoint, which is your health, from a financial standpoint, which is your wealth, and from an emotional standpoint, which is your happy. Do you have any one of those three areas that you struggle in more so than any other?
Yeah, actually right now it's financial.
Okay.
So I'm a happy person. I have no complaints in life, and I look at everything that happens as happening for me, so that I can look at the lesson or the gift in something versus things happening to me, right? Because if it's happening to me, then I'm a victim, and the words seem to have a negative energy to it.
Right.
And there's just been some circumstances in my life where right now I'm finding myself a little bit more financially strapped than what I would like. And it's interesting, I started to declutter my home with the help of my sister and really start to support myself in this one area in my life and just kind of declutter and get myself some open space. And things started to shift financially. Not a lot, but there's movement. I guess that's the key word. There's movement.
Yeah, there's progress. When we can make progress, you start to see that light at the end of the tunnel, and that's really what gives us that hope that, hey, okay, well, we're going in the right direction. We're making some progress. This is just temporary. And again, that your sister came and helped you out and maybe opened up some space. Or I might have had some conversation along the way as well. Right. And that decluttering process, you got rid of some of the things physically in your home, but you also probably got rid of some things, in your head as well that were attached to those things that you had.
Right. Right.
And what it also sounds like is you may have set some new goals for yourself, and in setting those new goals for yourself, clearly defining, where am I today, and what do I want to see in the future? That process, that action, that activity is probably one of the biggest reasons why you're seeing some change right now.
Right. Well, yes. And it's interesting because about a year ago, I was laid off. And that's kind of what began the financial piece. Mm-hmm. And with that, and sometimes these things in our life happen. I mean, I really think that there's something greater in control. I call that greaterness God. And what I did then was I wrote a book. And so everything in my life has been shifting. So I wrote this book, and now I'm doing, book signings and some speaking, and been contacted by a couple of universities, and I'm doing some stress management classes for their students. And so it's just a different way that I'm allowed to show up in the world in a different way in which I need to source income. So it's my mindset that has to shift in terms of the way in which I've always done it.
Right.
Because there's more than one way, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's the whole thing. Like, we're on this mindset makeover challenge. And so you were put into a position where you were forced to tap into your creativity. Yeah. You were forced to You know, and when I say force, it was, you know, from where you come from, it's probably like, hey, that was the unction from God giving you, saying, hey, you've got more in you than you've tapped into. You've got some untapped potential, right? So, but you were put in this position where you had to tap into the potential that's been in there, been in you, probably whoever, how long.
All
Let me
along.
ask you this: when you wrote this book, how long ago before you wrote the book had you actually thought about writing a book?
Oh, Evan, decades, decades. No one has
Okay.
ever asked me that before. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you had a book that's been in you for decades, and the only way that the world was going to get value from what was inside of you was for you to be pushed into a position where you had to birth the book.
Oh my God, the wisdom in that. You are so right. And that's what happens, right? And then we can only use hindsight to be able to, and someone like you, you know, someone, you know, like actually like both of you who are really focused on that healthy, wealthy, and happy. And I always say health, I want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. But, you know, but focusing on that and then and taking a look at that in that perspective to kind of unpack it for me. But you're right. It's been in me for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's deep. And I think I think we're in a season right now where, for those that are truly seeking an evolution in their lives, what's happening is you're starting to attract the light that's on the inside of you, right? And it makes you so uncomfortable not to birth the stuff that's on the inside of you. And so there are two things that happen. Either you're going to move forward and be frustrated for the rest of your life, or you're going to take that chance and you're going to do what's on the inside of you. And what you'll find is that your net worth is more about value and the quality that you give to your community than it is about what's in your bank account. And that's the adjustment that we have to make, because that's kind of the way we've always lived, right? We've always had the 9 to 5. You always knew when the check was going to come in. You could always count on the bills being paid. And now it looks a little bit different. And sometimes you even question your creativity because it's not supporting your livelihood in the way that it used to. But what I do know is that when we continue to sow seed, when you continue to do what's on the inside of you, the payoff pays off in the end, but the work is all worth it because the harvest is going to be so much bigger.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way of saying that.
So I've got a quick question because when I thought about this, I think it's 4 words that are, you know, very relevant in this statement. Your network determines your net worth. So I really wanted to ask some folks, and I guess I got each one of you guys this: let's define worth. I think that's important. Let's define worth. I think, Mr. Beedles, you just tapped into it just a little bit with your last statement. But when you hear the word worth, or you think about that worth in this statement, what does that mean to you, Ms. Berry?
It's a great question. It's to me, it's more than financial. It's a way of being. And when I think of someone's worth, I think of how it is that they respect and speak to themselves. You know, how is it that they show up for themselves? And to me, that makes someone's self-worth.
We got Veda said quality. I hear that.
Quality, yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Mr. Beedles? What do you think? What do you got to say about that?
Man, so I read this quote this morning that I really liked, and it was from Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, like the old Benjamin Franklin. But he says that your net worth is all of your bad stuff. You know, is all your good stuff minus your bad stuff. That's your net worth, right? So when you take a look at all of the old crazy stuff that you do, and you take all the good stuff that you do, that becomes your net worth. But at the end of the day, I think what he's saying is that it's about value. it is truly about the worth, what you're able to give, the fruit that you bear, that becomes your value. How good is the fruit that you're bearing right now? Is it supporting the people that are around you, and more importantly, is it supporting you and the things that you want to have happen in your life?
And and I think that's the wonderful thing. That's the wonderful thing about this statement, this net worth statement, is because at any point in time we can decide to change our value. We can increase our value by increasing our service. We can increase our value by increasing the books that we read. We can increase our value by increasing the quality of food that we intake. So we can increase our value in any one of these areas that we find ourselves deficient by increasing the good stuff, putting the good stuff in, and also expressing the good stuff out. Right? We can take good stuff in all we want, but if we don't express it out, then it stays inside of us. So the good has to come in and the good has to come out, but it can only come out if we got it inside of us in the first place. So, so as we express the good stuff, as we encourage and inspire other people, as we eat the good stuff, as we eat the fruits and the vegetables versus the soda and the pizza, as we look to spend less and earn more from a financial standpoint, then we can start to see a positive effect on our net worth or our value that we not only have for ourselves, but we also bring to the world.
I love that.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying we have a choice.
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely have a choice. I mean, well, especially here in America, we have the freedom of choice. We got the freedom to choose where we decide to work, where we take that contract. We got the freedom to choose what we put into our mouths, what we eat. We have the freedom to choose how we wake up this morning. Many of us, there's a lot of people that know that we're here right now, but only a few decided to show up, like you said. So those are all choices that we make, and it's our choices that we decide. Are we going to increase our value today? Are we going to increase our net worth today? Are we going to put the necessary work in to have that positive effect on our lives and the lives of those that are connected to us? Or are we going to choose the latter? Are we going to choose to be lazy? Are we going to choose a bad attitude? Are we going to choose the wrong response? Are we going to choose the wrong foods? Those are all choices that we make.
Right.
Choices. A big a word that just hit me as we talk about value and how to add value is the word cultivate. And when we think about sowing in the field, in order for any fruit in order for the harvest to come, you have to cultivate the field first, in order to add more value, in order to add more seed to your work or to your field. You have to cultivate it first. You have to prepare the soil. And so we have to make the choice, and we're making the choice today to add or to cultivate our field, because we're already adding value, right? And so even if you throw the same seed, if the soil is much richer, you get a bigger harvest. And so every morning when we get up and we meditate, when we read books, when we do personal development, when we're reaching out to our friends, those that are in our network, and encouraging and inspiring them, that's the cultivation process, right? That's adding value. That's growing our influence in our network. And it's a beautiful thing when we do just what we're doing today, and we are cultivating our field so that we can add more value to our network.
Right.
Hey, Kelly, how are you? Thanks for joining. So, as we think about the other word, I think was the network. As we think about our network, and I told you guys, I am so excited, and I was so excited to talk about this today because I recognize the value of my network, and I also remember when my network wasn't as valuable. I remember when I had the wrong network. I remember when I was connected to the wrong people. I remember when I was following the crowd instead of leading the field, and so. And so as you guys think about your networks today, whatever that may be, send some shout outs, say something about your network today and maybe the value that they've brought into your life and how they've helped you to change as a man or a woman. You really, it's really important, especially during this time of the year, that we not only just our family, but our network is who we should be giving thanks to. I believe who we should be showing an attitude of gratitude for. And Mr. Beedles, for example, me and you've been rocking and rolling for a while, man, and so I value and I appreciate. You holding me accountable and you making sure that I be my best self. That's very important.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Evan. You were the reason why I got up this morning. Bottom line, man. I've been working 8 to faint. It feels like trying to bring in the donuts, like Laura Berry down there, and just trying to make all ends meet, and sometimes that's a challenge, man. Giving and not necessarily getting back what you think you should be getting back when you need it, right? But you have been a true inspiration, man. Just in what you're doing, the activity and the action that you're taking, and the value that you're giving to the field, man. It's just been a blessing. And so those days where I don't always feel like it, I can easily. I'm on Facebook all the time. I'm on Periscope now, but when I'm on Facebook, man, I'm always seeing the action that you're taking and the value that you're adding to the field. And I know that we're doing this thing together, man. So I got to keep going because you're going.
Got to keep going. Miss Barry, you got anything to say for your network, to your network?
I think it's interesting. One of the things that popped into my mind, Evan, when you were talking about your network and how you've shifted your network, which has improved your net worth. For me, I wrote this book. It's called The Center of Me, The Journey to Finding Your Inner Coach. And it's
hey, Ms. Laura, we're going to need a link. We're going to need a link.
Okay, I'll type one in there. Actually, okay, so this is the book.
Okay.
And this is about changing a different kind of network. This is about changing the network in your mind. Is it a critic or is it a coach? Who do you hang out with all day long? Are you hanging out with a critic who tells you you're less than, you're not good enough, you're not thin enough, you're not rich enough, you're not successful enough, all of those, you fill in the blanks, right? Or is your network up here one that is coaching you and supporting you and doing things for you, like attending this black, watching something that's good for you, challenging yourself, supporting yourself? Because we spend so much time, and you mentioned Facebook, right? I mean, Facebook, for the most part, is everybody else's highlight reel.
Yeah.
They put up only the best things that are happening. Right. And if you're one that is influenced by that critic voice in your mind, you could be comparing yourself with everybody out there that looks so much more successful than you do.
Right. So, that's good.
Yeah. So my book, actually, I never thought of it in terms of my network, but it really is. It's about shifting your personal network that goes on 24/7 up here. Is it a critic? Is it a coach? And how do you shift it from being a critic to being a coach?
That's some powerful stuff right there.
That was so good. Jeez.
Hey, Ralph, thanks for joining. Hey, Renan Nabarros, thanks for joining. Today we got one seat open if you wanted to hop in and had something to say. We got a few minutes left in this time, and so we do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to do it on Thanksgiving too, or I'm going to be here because that's going to be the Attitude of Gratitude Day. But we don't want to stop our habits, our development, just because it's a special day. Some people sleep in all day. We're still going to get up early and meet as well. So Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., at least 30 minutes we get together just to start our day out correctly or positively. And we got people all over the world, so it may not be 7 a.m. for you, but it's 7 a.m. for us. So, make sure you follow us. Everybody that's here in the hot seat, you can just click above them and you can follow them. You follow us and we'll follow you. And in that way we can connect all of our networks together. So the center of me, the journey to finding your inner coach, man, that right there, it sounds like it's going to be one of these Think and Grow Rich books.
That's exactly what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
So wow, Miss Laura. So you start. Is this have you written? Is this your only book, or you got?
It is my only book, and this is the book that was birthed after I was laid off. And it's really interesting. It did not take that long. And I tell people, you don't read the book, you do the book, because it's not about understanding it intellectually. It's about really owning it and getting it. And so there's a lot of exercises in the book that I encourage the readers to do, because you know what, we have enough. A friend of mine calls them shelf help books because they just sit on the shelf, right?
Yeah,
and a lot of times the books tell us the reasons why we need to be happy or positive mindset or whatever. But this book is really the how-to. It gives you a lot of tactics and good tools and exercises to be introspective. And I think it's a scary book for some, because I'm really requiring you to get to know you and have your network start with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you do some type of coaching as well with that? Once people read your book or whatever, and they might need a accountability partner or someone to help them get through that initial process. Is that a service that you offer as well?
I do. I have on my website, I have ways that folks can connect with me, that they can link on for coaching. I also, on my website, have some free webinars that are up there. So there's ways for them to interact with me on many different levels. I also am open to do, book clubs by Skype or speaking sessions, if depending on where it might be in the United States. And I'm connecting actually on Thanksgiving Eve tomorrow. I'm connecting with a group of conscious living folks up in Canada, and we'll do it through the internet, right? Because I physically can't be there. So absolutely, I am open to many ways to support anyone who is on their journey to finding their inner coach.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Use the power of the internet. Mr. Beedles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling wealthy, healthy, and happy this morning. So excited about this. This last gem that Laura just shared. That was what I needed this morning. Who are the people that you're hanging out with up here? And that being the first change to the network. And I love that, because you have these times. I have these times where I'm trying to do a lot. I'm trying to do more, and because I'm an overachiever by nature, sometimes my best is just not good enough. But I have to tell myself, I have to hang out with the coach more in those moments as opposed to the critic, right? I can't, I can't compare my successes to somebody else's because their journey is not my journey. And so for who that might be for this morning, I want to share that with you as well. I definitely know that was my pill for the morning, is I got to hang out with the coach more and give myself the high fives when I deserve them. And know that, the process takes patience, but it will all pay off in the end.
Right.
That was yesterday's message, right?
Hey, that was yesterday. I'm tying them in. I'm tying them together.
Well, it's all related, boy. It's all related.
Yeah.
So guys, here we go, man. We're talking about the network. And so if you're here today and you're saying, hey man, I want to connect with this network, we left the link up there, wealthyhealthyhappy.net. It's a place that you can connect with us and just join the network of wealthy, healthy, happy people. It's a society. And we have to decide to do that. Also, if you're a person, you're saying, hey, I like to go through a coaching session. Maybe you're a person that hasn't decided on exactly what it is that you want to accomplish. You don't know what it is that you want, or you haven't quite clearly defined it. Well, we got a service available to you where we'll walk you through that process, and we'll start to extract some of these gold mine gems that you have on the inside of you. And that's called Future by Design. It's a one-on-one consultation where we take you through, we map out the next 5 years of your life. We find out what it is that you want, and we help you map out a roadmap to get there. If you're saying that you need that, that's that second link, Future by Design. Contact us, leave your contact information, and we will set up an appointment with you. First consultation is free, because first we need to know whether we can help you. If we can't help you, then there's no point in charging you.
I don't know.
And then secondarily, the next one, if we determine that we can be of service to you, your needs and your goals, then we'll set up that second consultation to walk you through that process. So wealthyhealthyhappy.net and Future by Design, those are two of the services, but we got many more. Again, we're going through The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Get this. If you don't have this, you can go to the website and there'll be a link there for you to actually listen to it. We're listening to this every day for the next 30 days. And we're challenging everyone that is connected to us to go through this process, this 30-day process of positively focusing on that which it is that you want to accomplish, be, or do, whatever that may be. Once you have that clearly defined and you can stay focused for the next 30 days, then you're going to be able to accomplish anything, because now you have created a new habit of staying focused on your goals, your dreams, your desires. Mr. Beedles.
Man, all right. So everything that Evan said, so you absolutely heard it. Wealthyhealthyhappy.net is the #1 marketplace for growing people. So I'm truly excited about that. I'm excited to be partnered and connected to such a fantastic community. And make sure that you tune in tomorrow, right here, same bat time, same bat channel, where we blab about the strangest secret and ways to become super, super successful.
Ms. Berry, you got any last words for the people?
Oh, I tell you, you remember the L'Oreal commercials that they have out that say "because you're worth it"?
Oh wow!
They want to upsell you on their product line, and they want you to purchase it because you're worth it. Well, I tell everybody, you know what? Be your own L'Oreal commercial, because you are worth it.
You are worth it. Fantastic. That might get us onto something else tomorrow, guys. So hopefully you guys have found value in what it is that we're doing. It's very difficult for people to focus in on being positive. And so if we were doing something raunchy and crazy, we have about 500 people here. But because we're doing something different, it's only, like she said, it's the conscious community that's connecting to us. And that's totally fine, because we attract who we are. And I'm glad that we are attracting conscious people. I'm glad that we're attracting wealthy people. I'm glad that we're attracting healthy people. And I'm glad we're attracting happy people. The Wealthy, Healthy, Happy People movement. This is our show. It's not only for us, but it's actually for you. So that's our time today, Miss Laura. Thank you so much.
Thank you
to your lauraberry.org. Again, that book was called Focus on Me, or The Center of Me.
Center of Me.
The Center of You, where you can learn how to be your own coach instead of your critic. Above her, you just click up above her and you can follow her, so that way if she does another blab or she's doing something on Twitter, also follow her on her website. We're promoting everybody. Guess what? Because it takes a village. It takes a village
raise a nation.
It doesn't it though? Boy, if we can all show up a little bit kinder to each other.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna do it today.
Yeah. We are.
Yeah, we do it today.
Right. I got to go, guys, but bless your day. Thank you.
Have a good
one, everybody.
All right, guys. Well, this is the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy People show. This is ERGJ and Mr. Beedles.
This is Mr. Beedles, Mr. Wealthy, Healthy, Happy. We are wealthy. We're healthy. We're happy. And we are out.
We're out.